Education is preparation for reparations.
Does everyone know what I mean by Quilombo?
Yeah, cool.
All right. So a Quilombo is the word that was taken by African communities who, when they were enslaved and taken to Brazil in southern Abya Yala, which is the indigenous name for the Americas, when they liberated territories for themselves, just like we have done today, they organized their own governments, created their own systems to live as free Africans in foreign lands. They called themselves the Quilombo. And so we're inviting some of our African family from Brazil who found themselves in the UK, who found themselves building a process of the Quilombo here. And so I'd like to give a warm welcome and thanks to jurist Vera Juice from Brazil. And you'll have to introduce the rest of your family.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
It's so good I'm here today, and it's my family.
Okay, I will translate. We'll introduce some of the panel that came with her as well. What's your name?
Renata.
Renata, Sister Renata. She will dance indigenous Quilombo dance from Brazil.
Kim Pavita.
Queen Kim Pavita, straight from Angola.
Sabrina.
And we got Sister Sabrina, also from Brazil.
Eu sou Vera Jus, eu represento a organização brasileira Afroiduk.
My name is Vera Ju. I represent the organization Afro-Brazilian for ID.
E hoje nós estamos aqui para falar rapidamente, porque nosso tempo está pouco, sobre o problema, sobre a situação dos quilombos e dos povos indígenas no Brasil.
So we're here today to talk about really quick about the African brothers and sisters in Brazil, especially the Quilombo. Is a large African groups in Brazil, because remember Brazil is the largest African nation in diaspora.
E os quilombos é o espaço onde os nossos ancestrais que vieram do continente africano traficados fizeram, criar esse espaço de refúgio durante o período escravocrata.
Quilombo is a space, is a village that our ancestors in Brazil create after they took over from the continent. So they built a large community in Brazil that caters to empower and emancipate our brothers and sisters in Brazil.
E é importante que todos aqui que estão, nossos irmãos e irmãs, saibam que o Brasil é o continente, fora do continente africano, é a população mais preta do mundo.
It's very important for our brothers and sisters to know that Brazil is the largest African nation in diaspora.
E é importante falar que o problema no Brasil neste momento é o genocídio que está acontecendo com os quilombos e os povos indígenas.
And we also have to emphasize the genocide that is happening right now in Brazil, especially to the Quilombo family in Brazil and the indigenous people in Brazil.
E nesse governo anterior, nós temos o maior quilombo do Brasil, que está no estado do Maranhão, que se chama Quilombos de Alcântara, da cidade de Alcântara.
And then we hold the biggest Quilombo nation in the city called Alcântara. It's the largest Quilombo African family in Brazil.
E o governo brasileiro, um governo anti-direitos humanos, anti-dignidade humana, simplesmente fez um acordo com os Estados Unidos para que ocupe aquela área para a base aérea.
And the Brazilian government made a deal with the United States government to basically gentrify that area, turn them into a base, military base. That's what they are fighting for, to preserve our culture, our people in Brazil.
E é importante que nós, como filhos da África, que os nossos irmãos africanos reconheçam o Brasil como os filhos da África. Nós representamos 56% da população brasileira.
And it is important the children of Africa recognize the Brazilian family in Brazil, because they're the 56% of the population in Brazil. So technically, Brazil is an African nation.
E no Brasil, para quem não sabe, foi o país onde mais traficou os nossos irmãos africanos, os nossos ancestrais africanos. Foram mais de 4 milhões traficados.
It's more than 4 million of our African people that took over from the continent to Brazil. So that's why we must need to recognize and embrace our brothers and sisters from Brazil.
E neste momento, queremos aqui, sobre o Quilombo de Alcântara, pedir que vocês possam entrar no site do governo brasileiro, www.gov.br.com, para que pressione o governo brasileiro para que ele rompa esse contrato com os Estados Unidos, onde estão vendendo as nossas terras quilombolas para os Estados Unidos. E isso está causando um grande genocídio contra o nosso povo brasileiro, quilombolas.
It is important that you support them in this movement against the Brazilian government, because they signed a deal in order to commit a genocide into our brothers and sisters in Brazil. So that's why we need to stand firm, support our brothers. They got a website that they'll spread around the flyer for you to get in and then help them with the petition.
E esse quilombo de Alcântara representa a nossa existência. Os quilombos do Brasil, não sei se vocês conhecem também, o nosso maior herói, que nós, dia 20 de novembro, nós celebramos o dia de Zumbi dos Palmares, o nosso herói africano que lutou pela liberdade do Brasil.
So 20th of November, they celebrate Zumbi dos Palmares, one of our great ancestors that fought to liberate African people in Brazil. So they're celebrating 20th of November this year.
E também falando sobre os povos quilombolas indígenas do Brasil, os povos indígenas neste momento estão passando um grande problema sobre demarcação de terras.
Also, we have to talk about our brothers and sisters in Brazil. They taking off their land, the indigenous people in Brazil. So that's why we must need to stand together with them, because they're fighting with the Brazilian government. Because the Brazilian government and the United States government signed a deal to take them out of their land. And that's why we must need to support their movement.
E os indígenas, neste momento, há uma PL 490, um projeto para mudar a lei. Os povos indígenas, eles são os originários do Brasil. E há uma lei que está sendo votada para que os povos indígenas que vivem mais de 400 anos...
And then there is a law that they're going to be put in Parliament, in Parliament in August, in order to fight back against the Brazilian government, to support the indigenous people in Brazil. So PL 490.
Essa lei vem retirar os direitos dos povos indígenas. Eles vivem no Brasil há mais de 400 anos, são os povos originários.
And this law came to take the indigenous people in Brazil to their right. So that's why they're fighting in order to preserve their fight, and we must need to support them. And their original people and the indigenous people in Brazil. And then the regional people, the indigenous people in Brazil.
E essa lei vem dizer que os povos originários que vivem mais de 400 anos no Brasil vêm demarcar essas terras após a Constituição de 1988, retirando os direitos dos povos que já viviam no Brasil.
The Constitution of 98, so the law that came in place, they want the land to be valid from the 1998, so that's why they're fighting back. And these people lived there for more than 400 years.
E nós estamos aqui hoje para pedir o apoio de vocês, para olhar para o Brasil, para os povos quilombolas, os povos indígenas.
And then we are calling all of you to look after and stand together with the indigenous people in Brazil and the Quilombo people.
E para encerrar, eu só gostaria de falar para vocês, o Brasil é um país que mata jovens pretos a cada 23 minutos, todos os dias.
And just to close, what I'm telling you, the Brazilian government kills the black man every 23 minutes.
Pela polícia, pela brutalidade policial e pela falta de políticas, que isso vem desde o período pós-falsa escravidão.
And obviously the police brutality, and also this genocide has happened after the slave trade. So that's why they're standing together.
E é por isso que nós estamos hoje aqui também pedindo reparação para que o Brasil, para que o mundo repare, sim, também os povos, o povo negro no Brasil.
And that's why they're here today, to also claim and fight for reparation for the Brazilian people and for all of us together.
Thank you.
Porque nós estamos aqui para resistir pela nossa existência.
And then we are fighting to preserve our own existence.
Thank you.
E nós também, aqui com a nossa organização Afroiduk, nós estamos lutando aqui em prol da apropriação cultural, da nossa capoeira, do samba, do maracatu, todas as manifestações, se apropriando, porque isso é cultura ancestral.
And we're also here to reclaim our capoeira, our dance, our culture, our samba, and our cultural manifestations amongst ourselves. And then in order to empower ourselves here in the UK and to honor our ancestors.
E a nossa maravilhosa artista Renata vai neste momento dançar. E antes disso, eu gostaria de pedir para vocês lutar pelo direito, pela justiça por Marielle. Justiça por Marielle, justiça por Miguel.
And then our beautiful sister, our beautiful queen, she's going to dance an ancestor sound, an ancestor dance. But we also like to help us fighting against the for justice of our sister Marielle Franco, who got killed by the Brazilian government, and the justice for Miguel as well, one of our brothers that got killed. And this is Marielle Franco's, and this is Miguel. So Miguel is a 5 years old child that got killed. And got killed by these Caucasian women. Thank you.
Thank you.
Muito obrigada a todos e ficamos unidos lutando por reparação, pela nossa existência.
And thank you so much, and then we're together fighting for reparation. And our sister going to dance for Ogun, which is our Orishas. Today is Ogun Day. He's a fighter of a sword with a lot of energy.
I did not know it was Ogun Day, so that makes 1st of Messiah even more special.
What the day is that I come here, I get to see like a lot of knowledge, a lot of history. I get to do a lot of networking. I get to tell people what I'm about as well, and what I do for the black youth, and how I'm helping the black youth, and how we're supporting them through our organisation, HCW.
Education is preparation for reparations.